Hey you jelly beans, it's Jam here. Hope you all are doing well. For today's squishy makeover, I'm going to be doing a little bit more of an elaborate piece, basically meaning I have a ton of these little squishies of different sizes and I will be attaching them together. This will be to create a character, which I'm pretty sure you can kind of maybe guess from the pieces that I have here. Oh, and I'm always dropping things. It wouldn't be a Jam's Jelly Beans video unless I dropped at least 3 things each video. On that note, let's get started. Gotta chop all those little appendages and ears off. I sound like a horrible person when I'm chopping up these squishies. And normally I would save like the different parts, even this adorable cute little pig nose, but I don't think I'll ever use them. Now that I say that, probably I'm gonna end up needing it in the next video or something. But I will save these little elephant heads. I have a perfect little spot in my squishy graveyard. There it is, the graveyard. It kind of looks nice though. I mean, what a better place to get buried than that cute little box. I really sound like a creepy person. I'm gonna stop talking now. On to shaving down these little squishy pieces to make some feet. And here you go. If you haven't guessed already who this character is, I don't think you've ever played a video game in your life. This wouldn't be a squishy makeover without my trusted Puffy paint. And this Puffy paint I will put a link for in the description box. I absolutely love it because of how opaque it is and how well it works. I only need a couple layers. And this is where I go in and I start applying that first coat of the Puffy paint, which is really enjoyable but also really difficult because you have to kind of hold it still. I ended up using this sharp pointed tool to do this. After I toasted my character under the blow dryer, I moved on to painting the annoying starfish, which was super bumpy, but I used a couple layers of Puffy paint to try to smooth it out a little bit. After toasting the character, I went on to paint the feet, and of course I went and dropped my paintbrush clean into the paint pile. At least it was on the tip, so that made it a little better. I had to paint these tiny little feet, which they were so cute and small, but they were so hard to hold on to. Once I finally got those painted, I went in and I toasted them again with the blow dryer. This really does help in between layers, like I cannot stress that enough. I used a sharp little pointed tool to stick them on. That helped out too, because my fingers were already covered in paint as it was, and then it was on to drying those on. Of course, I had to squirt some more of that Puffy paint in there to fill up the gaps. Here is what it looks like after the couple layers of paint, and of course I have to go in and make sure to touch up those layers. It's Kirby, by the way, for those who haven't guessed, it's Kirby. If you didn't know that, you need to play a Kirby game because they're fantastic. And touching up the little characters might seem like it's a lot of fun, but you have to be super careful because one false move and then you have to just go back in and touch it all up again. Alright, now on to the face details, which was a lot of fun to do. It took me a while to figure out what type of face I kind of wanted, but I wanted him to have this really, really happy little face on it, like he's riding on a star. I mean, who of us wouldn't be happy going super fast through space? Actually, that'd be kind of scary. So maybe only crazy people are happy zooming through space. Anyways, I wasn't patient and I tried putting on the pink little mouth details while the black underneath was still wet, so I had to go over with a bajillion layers. So I decided to dry in between that and then apply the pink paint on top of it. As you can see, that worked out a lot better than trying to apply it while the paint underneath was still wet. And then I ended up trying to blend together like this line in between to look like 2 hands, which this took a couple coats to do and a couple I don't know what the word is. I have no idea what I'm trying to say. Anywho, I finally got that nice and blended and it was looking a lot better than it had initially started looking, and I went in and I tried to add these little sparkles to the eyes, but then I tried putting one on the foot to make it shiny and I absolutely hated that. It looked horrible. So I went back over with the red and just covered that up and then touched up some more of the paint around the edges to give it that clear, crisp color. Looking pretty good, and I added a little tongue. Here is what Kirby looks like with all of that, but it is not done. No. I wanted to add another piece because I like to torture myself. And this time I went in And I used this miniature squishy, which I could post a link down below for the videos when I was unboxing those. And this little mini squishy was so fun to chop up because it was so easy. The material was really nice and soft, so that was perfect. I didn't end up saving any of those scraps either. But I wanted this to be a little tomato that goes on top of Kirby's head, like those power-up tomatoes. And the green puffy paint worked wonders for this. It made the excellent leaves and stems on top, and of course had to blow dry that because that was a really thick layer of paint, so it actually took extra long to blow dry it too. And here of course is that signature M mark, which I don't know if it's supposed to mean like mater or something, like a tomater, but and then I used puffy paint to secure it to the top and blew dry that as well. Blow dry? I don't know, English confuses me. Then I went through and touched up the edges around there. A lot of the puffy paint squirted out the side, I didn't realize that. And added a little bit of shiny white paint to the top to make that tomato stand out. This is where the white paint actually looked good. And that is it for Kirby. If you liked this video, which I hope you did, I hope that you will consider subscribing and hit that notification bell. Thanks a bunch of noodles. Bye!